Welcome everybody, and I have the great pleasure of introducing our next speaker, Natcha Wongchanglaw. Natcha was born in Thailand but is now based in the US. She is a visual artist who incorporates herself and her experiences to explore the themes of home, culture, community, identity, and the relationship between places. Her work has been exhibited internationally, including the US, Hong Kong, and the UK. Natcha is the recipient of this year's IPE Award for her series Couchsurfing Hosts, an environmental portrait series focusing on a group of people in New York City and its vicinity who open up their homes to travelers.
Thank you, Frederick. First of all, I would like to thank the Royal Photography Societies and the judges again for selecting me as the IPE Awards recipient and including my work in the IPE164 exhibitions. I feel very honored. And again, my name is Natcha Wongchanglaw. My friends often call me Nan or Nanny. And I would like to start this talk with my background first. I think it is important to see where I came from and how I got here. I hope this might inspire others who would like to start photography by having a different career. Yes, I originally from Bangkok, Thailand, but I moved a lot since I was young because of my father's work. I remember have at least 3 different elementary school in 3 different provinces. My life is like an itchy feet, always on the move. Even my educations and career have been changed a lot before becoming an artist. I have an undergrad degree in computer science, work with a Turkish company as a sales representative and become a recruitment consultant in a multinational firm. Then I realized that I was not happy, although the money was good. I started to think I want to do something I like, and that is like a big turn in my life. I decided to become a photographer because I always like traveling and taking photos. And that's so simple reason that I quit my job. So I quit my job and start learning photography by myself by doing some freelance work and decide to join a cruise line in the US as photographer. Working on the cruise lines was fun, but it doesn't give me certifications in creativities. So I left the cruise ship and attend a school in New York City to join Master of Professional Study in Digital Photography at the School of Visual Arts. So my view of seeing photography has been developed, and from wanting to be more commercial kind of photographer, I start wanting to become an artist, moving toward conceptual and fine art area. Now I'm pursuing my Master of Fine Arts in Art Studio at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville in the US. And I also never thought of becoming a teacher, but I am teaching undergrad student now as part of my MFA program, which is very excited. My main area of work, as Frederick mentioned earlier, it's about culture, community, identity, and the relationship between people and places, which I often incorporate myself and my experience as a reference. All of my works are quite personal, and when I start photography, I thought that we have to create something big and have a lot of impact on society to have such a good work. But later I learned that we don't have to do that. We can create whatever we like and whatever that is important to us. This might not be so interested to other people at first, but as long as it is important to us and it's meaningful subjects, that's the most important. And many times you might find that something that you don't think people interested, but they somehow find it related to themselves as well. And recently I realized that majority of my works is about home in some sense. I start to examine myself and realize maybe it's because of my childhood. As mentioned earlier, I move a lot. The fact that I always on the move and never stay in one place too long, somehow reflect on my work. I never feel like I have a hometown, and I think I'm still searching for where I belong. So photography become a tool for me to explore myself and others in order to find a meaning of our existence and also understand the world better. So before going through the Couchsurfing host series, I would like to quickly share some of other works projects that I work on. So this one is called Postcard from Fremont. It's very personal to me. It's my own experience that have influenced who I am today. It is a study of American life in a small Michigan town where I lived as an exchange student 18 years ago. It's explored the relationship between memories of the past and the reality of the present. Since we don't have time, I'm not going to go into detail. Another project is Scars. The Scars project aimed to challenge beauty standard and to encourage people to embrace their scar as a life experience and the sign of survival instead of something that they should feel ashamed. And this project, I print a big, large format printing, like 44 by 44 inches. The new chapter explored the idea of newcomer to the town that I currently live in, which is the town called Edwardsville in Southern Illinois, to explore how they feel welcome and experience they have got from the community, presenting along the subject that they always carry with them when they have to move. His invisible present. Sorry, this is the new chapter. His Invisible Present is actually the latest project that I just recently finished, I think. It's a documentary of my late father's belongings and how his present is still there, like he never left us. It's a way for me to deal with the grief and also to honor him. And that was the scene from Thailand, of course. And here we are, the Couchsurfing host series. The inspiration of this project came from traveling and meeting new people. Have anyone heard about Couchsurfing app before? Okay, just a few of you, that's great. So Couchsurfing is like an online community that connects travelers who need a place to stay with local people who want to share their home space at no cost, but friendships and culture exchange in return. And this community is not limited to only travelers and locals, as locals and themselves also use the app as a medium to connect to each other and also do activities. I have heard about this applications in 2009, but I never really host or serve before. I tried to serve in South Korea once, but my Korean friend stopped me from doing that because he thought it was dangerous. So I didn't really start. And then finally, I met a person from Couchsurfing app for the first time in 2013. And it was amazing. We talked like for more than 8 hours. I never had that experience before. So it was something that stuck in my mind. And since then, I had never used the app again since 2019, when I moved to New York City for my first master's degree. So I started to use the Hangout feature in the application just to see who's around. And I met 2 people that later become my good friends. And that was it. So this project is actually began when I have to do my first documentary project. And I was not sure what to do at first, but I was curious about the perspective of the people who host strangers in their home. So I decided to start this project targeting the Couchsurfing community in New York City and surrounding area. I approached several hosts, asked them to host me and share some of their experience with me. It was not easy at first since I have 0 reference. The application normally have reference. When you don't have reference, people kind of questioning or scared at you. So I have none of the reference. So I was struggling. No one actually helped me for like, I don't know, almost a month, but I got people to help me later on. So I finally someone replied and like to participate, and I was fascinated to learn how people have the courage to host strangers in their homes, about their life perspective and experience they have had. So I went from house to house carrying my DSLR with one speed light, sorry for my language, and a diffuser. to create a portrait with them. And it has been an amazing journey. And I end up visiting like 21 houses in New York City and surrounding area. And I want to mention that these images was taken at the first time that I met them. So I only talked to them like on the application and then never met them before. So that was the first time I met them in person and also taking the photograph. So this interaction, I start taking photo without myself in the photograph, but later insert myself to create an interesting tension between me and the host. So some look funny, some look strange, or some look like I know them for like long time. So these reactions may indicate how comfortable I was with each person at the first time I met them. And the quotes along the image are like their viewpoint, giving you a hint about who they are or how they feel about this hosting experience. So I will show you all the images that I have and read through the quotes again. So spend less time answering questions and more time having fun. The house is a lot of fun for those with open-minded, but it's not for everyone. So I think this house is one of the biggest house I experienced during this project. He has like 2-story floor, like the first floor and the basement. And I actually call this house like a Harlem house because he always hosts all beautiful Russian model like women. And at that time when I photographed him, he has like another 4 beautiful Russian girls there. And they was like so nice. And he also a photographer. He do like a bourgeois photography, like a sexy type of portrait, which is very interesting also. The next one, learn to love without condition, talk without bad intentions, give without any reason, and most of all, care for people without any expectation. So this is Ray. Later, he became my roommate during the pandemic. So I was living with him for about 1 year in 2020 until 2021. And he was one of the hosts that have like reference over like 200 or 300. It means that he hosts people more than 200. And this is his new apartment. The old apartment, he used to host up to 16 people at one time. It was so crazy. I couldn't imagine like people like stay there, 16 people. And he's very kind. He's worked for the UN also. And during the pandemic, he didn't host anyone so much, but now he started hosting full time again. And we still keep in touch because we become a very good friend now. So every time I go to New York, I can just like, hey, I'm here. Can I stay with you? If I don't spend a day or two with my quest, actually it's my guest, it's no fun for me at all. And I just feel like I'm a hostel. Traveling is my ultimate passion. I live to see the world, experience the world, and live the world. It's bring me joy, it's give me life, and it's keep me in balance. A curious person that really enjoys learning about and experiencing other cultures and fascinated by how the rest of the world lives. It feels like the more I see the experience of the world, the more I realize how little I have seen. And I really love the dog there. We didn't really plan to have the dog there. He just jumped up. She just jumped up and like there, like, oh, perfect. So cute. They have made great friendships through couchsurfing. I have also met some real beep, but weirdo. Don't be beep, weirdo. And the guy, James, he started hosting people first, and then they got married, and they keep like continue hosting people. And one of the strange experience that they have is that one server asked them to extend his stay to host them longer, and he said no. And then the server was stole the meal from his refrigerator. I think it was kind of strange, but also funny. Okay, partly naked, I have found that when people are naked, instantly connect on a deeper, more intimate level. I have able to communicate more openly about topics that are generally reserved for close friends. So Bill is, I think he also an ambassador for couchsurfing in New York. He's a very nice person. He is a nudist, of course, you can see. And he is the only person that I didn't go to the house straight. I actually met him in like Times Square. He works near Times Square, and we go from Times Square to his house. And actually, for the photograph, I start taking him with the clothes on first, and I just joking like, I thought you were gonna do this. I supposed to take you like naked. He's like, why not? And he's like, and you know, I'm from Asian culture, like, where do I look? And it was so funny. He was very comfortable with his own skin, which is good. It's become me that I'm not comfortable, but it's all good. He is very nice and continue like hosting a lot of people also, and he also traveling a lot. He loved hiking. After we take the photos, I didn't got a chance to meet him so much, but I went to the beach with him. He's constantly asked me to join a nudist party, nudist beach, but obviously I don't feel comfortable with my body that much. I don't meet my people naked in front of me, but to be like me naked is like but yeah, it's a very good experience. We still be friends. I feel like I'm doing my part in helping people achieve their dream of traveling. Don't be shy, be a tourist. I am still learning new things all the time in New York. Tourists are welcome here. You are in a new land, make the most of it by exploring and asking questions and experiencing what is new to you. I believe the world is made better by travel, and that travel is made richer by connection. Actually, I call this a party house because you can see there's a beer pong table there. They have a dashboard. They have all like disco light. And when I go there, I didn't mean to party, but he set all the party for me. It's really nice experience also. And he's become a good friend of me as well. But this house is actually in New Jersey, but really close by. I started realizing that seeing monuments and famous landscape wasn't bringing value to my life, and why I could tell you what I did in all the places I went to. I couldn't really tell about the culture, the people, the lifestyle. This quote is very related to me because that's how I travel. In the beginning, I just jump from place to place just to collect all the big landscape. But later I change the way I travel. I try to take a slower path to learn about like other people, to make friends with different countries as well. Every time I meet someone new and have someone stay in my house, I feel there is a lesson that they have shared with me by telling me about their life, by showing me a different way or a different lifestyle. Always feel enriched. And this lady, Karen, she's also a musician, and I think she started doing couchsurfing when New York had the Sandy hurricane, I think, and a lot of people doesn't have their home, so she started to see this on a newspaper, and she would like to help other people, so she started to host people. It's about the place I have been. It's not about the place I have been. It's about the people I have met and share life-changing moment with. You only live once. I love to travel and explore new places to stay creative and open-minded. I believe we can all learn something from each other. Therefore, we should be humble and respectful. Always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you have seen, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you have ever imagined. Love and respect others. Current mission to make friends from around the world. Different cultures have different aspects of life. I learned the differences of cultures through people and to understand more about this world. He has been hosting a lot, but he doesn't have profile in couchsurfing anymore. I don't know why he was like in the couchsurfing, delete the profile and then have again, and now I think he deleted again. But one of interesting experience he have, I think is quite extreme. He hosts some couchsurfer, and the couchsurfer couldn't get out of the house because of some problem, so she climbed out of the window, and then she tried to break in the door. And when she was trying to break in the door, the landlord came and he got into trouble, and he had to move out of his apartment right after that event. Yeah. But even that bad experience, he's still hosting. Technology is working on a new venture, dog travel, for Lamos, salsa, meditations, and yoga, I am one with the force. I expect some level of interaction if I wanted to feel like a stranger in my own house or my own home. I would use Airbnb and at least get paid for it. And as Airbnb, that's his spelling though. I share my grandma philosophy. The house is small, but the heart is big. She loved to host and feed people as same as him because he always have like a event like Thanksgiving party, Christmas party, and he cook a lot. He actually original from Argentina. So he loved to feed people as well. And he got one of the most heart-touching story of he hosting an Indian girl who was put into arranged marriage. And he was trying to encourage her to get out of that situations, not follow the traditional, but follow her heart or follow her dream. And nothing was strange. And she stayed with him and left his place to stay with another friend who was like a friend from her family. But something happened and the other house made her uncomfortable. So she kind of asked him to host her back and she came back and she lost her phone. He was trying to help her by actually lend her the money to buy a new phone. And she also had to talk with her mom every day. And they become a good friend and she finally get out of her arranged marriage and invite him to the wedding also. And I think it's a beautiful experience that he have told me. So this last image is actually the newest image that I have took recently during New Year 2023. I went to Mexico. So these two images are from Playa del Carmel, where I would like to expand the project. For me, couch serving host is an ongoing project. And I hope to continue doing it as the time allows in different countries as well. Thank you so much. Let's do the question.
Any questions?
Yeah, it's me again.
Please.
Yeah, I just wondered, I noticed that you get very close to the people, which really surprises me if you just walked in. So I just wondered how much time you spend before you actually get close to the people, because that's quite unusual, especially in Britain.
Yeah. Maybe it's everywhere, but I don't know. I think I have like some personality that a lot of people from couchsurfing told me that for some reason they feel very comfortable to me to share like some story that they won't share with other people. And, like I try to be friendly, and I believe that the energy that you give to people is the energy back that you can get from other people. I mean, we go there and we might not be like close at first, but when we start talking, so some people I take a photo right away just because of the time, but some people I start talking and just go in the conversation like an hours before like doing the photograph also. I didn't stay with all of them just because I did that project during my school year. So I'm pretty busy, but I spent at least like 4 or 5 hours with each person. Yeah. But some of them actually stay overnight with them to get the real experience of like surfing. And also like after the project, I went back to stay with them. Like one of the house, like the Harlem house that I was mentioned, he was very welcoming me. I can just go back to New York, and even he's not live there, he can give me a coat, a house coat, and just enter without him. And I did that before, which is very generous as well. Yeah.
Because it's very personal, their own personal space, do you actually get them to sign model releases or property releases?
I would say no, but there's some certain, like there's not really arrangement. So I took photos at the space that they really host people. So most of them is the sofa, right? As a couch. And I just asked them to like, just sit at the sofa in the position, whatever they want. And then I positioning my camera, and sometimes the focus is not good. I might ask them to like move a little bit, but so tiny bit. And then I just run in the camera and I post whatever according to their post. Like this person, he doesn't have the hand around me at first. I just go there and like, okay, let's do this. And he would put the hand around and it just automatically. So it's very spontaneous. I didn't decide anything before.
And oh, sorry.
Yes.
How do you negotiate before? Do they know that you're going to be doing a project, a photographic project, before you arrive?
Yes, so as I told you, I don't have a reference, so I kind of approach people that I am a master student in blah, 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 and I'm doing the project. If you don't mind hosting me and participating on the project, and so on. So I got a lot of people not replying me, and like people reply me but saying sorry that they cannot do it, but then like I got someone that actually like really want to join me, and I also got some people from the referencing from another host to another host as well.
What do you think doing the project and doing the photography especially has taught you about yourself?
Can you explain more?
I mean, do you think it's given you more confidence? Do you think it's developed some other skills by having done this project? It's quite a tough thing, I think, to go into someone's home,
Yeah.
maybe spend the night overnight in their home, or just meet them and produce a picture like that. It's quite.
Right.
I find it quite tough to do. So I just wondered what you've learned from doing it.
It's actually not easy, and even now, I don't think it's easy to work with people. If you do a project with your self-portrait, it's always easy because you use yourself. If you do like a object, it's also easy, or something about like your home is easier. I wouldn't say it's super easy, but it's easier to work with other people. You have to adjust to their time schedule, and also you have to be patient with another person in terms of they're going to be available to work with you or not. But one thing that I really like working with other people is that I learn about them. So me, the camera is a tool to make friends as well. So it might not always work, but as you can see, I actually went to like over 20 houses, and most of them still like friends with me. So for me, it's not just the projects, but also the way that I connect with other people as well.
I was wondering, kind of going off of this question, obviously you're very comfortable with quite a few of the guests. Is that just when the camera's out, or like when you put the camera away, will that comfortability continue? Is it a little bit staged? Or?
That's a tough question. I actually don't remember because each person is different, right? This one, he's very friendly. He's a little bit of playful like character also. So he tried to make like all his server comfortable at the first place. But some of this girl is very friendly also. But when taking photo, you can see it's really tense. This is a really like first few photograph that I took from this project. So it depends on the person, I guess. Some people, sorry, after I took a photograph like red, the comfortables continue after the photo sections. I think most of them I feel comfortable after the photo sections. I hope that answers. Yes.
Was there anyone who made you uncomfortable?
Not really.
No.
All the people that participate on this project very nice to me, and most of them make me comfortable. But I actually contact more people than these 21 houses. So there is some certain level that every community, not just couchsurfing, but even in the real world. I mean, couchsurfing is the real world. Yeah, you always find like good and bad people. So when I contact people, because I was doing the project, so I was kind of desperate. I contact everyone that's going to answer me, and some of the people you find, you can feel their different intentions. So I have like some people ask me for cuddling and some other things. So I have those experience, but I didn't want to make my life complicated. So I kind of can feel who's going to give my complicated life if I meet them. So I decide not to meet some people. It's just because I have a limited time. And some people that I decide not to meet, I actually met them later at the couchsurfing event, which is kind of interesting experience also. But basically, I think I was lucky. I didn't really encounter any bad experience. And I believe that couchsurfing community is kind of respectful. They might have a different intention, but when you show your intention that you're not interested, they also respect what you feel as well. That's how I feel.
Okay, we've got a question on Zoom or from the live stream saying, can you see this as being a lifelong project?
I see like that. I would love to continue doing it. The only reason that this series is only, I think I did it before the pandemic in 2019. And, like I have school and still now I have school. So I have the limitations of traveling also. But for me, I start to do more because we can travel more. So I want to continue doing these projects throughout my life as much as I can. And you can see like the last photograph is from Mexico. And I feel that the Playa del Carmel is one of the biggest couchsurfing community that I would like to go back and to do more people, because I think I know more than 5 hosts that I would like to photograph. Yes, I think I lost where I'm going to say, but yeah.
Well, thank you very much for this great talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much.